and everything for so many years. And there's there's so many different journeys that my mom's been on with that. But in particular, this past year, Ari is his name, his monthly budget was being cut by APD by $700 a month. And my mom went through an entire appeals process and all kinds of challenge for months with it, essentially because, as she understood it, APD was going by a QSI score, I'm sure a lot of you know, for many, many years. And then all of a sudden they changed the scoring system, and now he doesn't qualify for the same things he's been qualified for many years. And so they're cutting his funding. And when that happened, he was served an eviction notice by his group home because they were saying, we're not going to be able to keep him here at this lower level of funding. So my mom was dealing with all of that at the same time. Fortunately, the group home has decided since then, because the appeal did not go through. So he actually did get his funding reduced this past year. But the group home where he is living has graciously been able to figure out a way to keep him there at the lower level funding. So we averted a disaster that I'm sure a lot of families are dealing with right now, given that that's what we were dealing with. And so this is just yet another example. Like I heard Stephanie's story and Amanda's story in the last day, and I know everyone here has their own stories. So, the same, my mom's been on this mission for all of these years. Any way that I can help who's coming behind, I want to help, because I don't want anybody to have to experience what I've been experiencing again. So me growing up around that energy just gives you a starting point. And then my background, just very quickly, and then I'll turn it back over. But my background, my degree is in aerospace engineering, although I never went into the aerospace field. Actually, coming right out of college, I went into the nonprofit world, and I worked my way up to become the membership director of the Zoological Society in Seattle, which had 35,000 members at the time. So I've operated from that executive level of nonprofit, and then came back to the tech world as a computer trainer and then website programmer. So I've been a website programmer for the last 25 years. And for the beginning of that whole process, it was mostly with nonprofit organizations and membership organizations. And I served on the boards of directors and advisory boards of different organizations, like the Boys and Girls Club of Broward County and United Way in Broward County, and the Davie Cooper City Chamber of Commerce in Broward County. So I have all of that type of background and experience and vision of nonprofits from all those different angles. And then, many years ago, I was in that kind of similar space of we're all relearning as a society everything that people have learned already. Like whatever we're doing, like somebody like across the block or across town has already done this, and we have no access to any of the things that they learned about this. And we're all being trailblazers over and over and over again. And each one of you get that so much that you don't, that you want to lay down a path that others can follow so that they don't have to be their own trailblazer again. So with that consciousness and being an engineer, like looking from an engineering perspective, the first thing you look at is how can you optimally utilize the resources that you have? And when you see that those of us that are rallying around disabilities are having the same sorts of meetings and legislative things as people fighting for social justice issues and the environment, and like we have a million different issues. Not only can we not organize effectively around one issue, but we have no system that allows all the ways that we're effectively organizing to inform all the other issues about how to effectively organize. Like you can see where from an engineering perspective, this is like the most inefficient and ineffective way to deal with global challenges that we could. Like you couldn't have a worse system, and that's why we're getting the results that we're getting as a society. So I've literally devoted the last 10 years of my life, and 7 of those years full time, the last 7 years, to figuring out how we like literally re-engineer society to make it all work, and to start by creating a collective global brain. where we are all tapping into everything that we're all learning. And I won't get into all of the details right now, other than to say that we're going to start to implement whatever technologies we can that I've already created, perhaps program some more over the next few weeks. But more than anything, we're going to start to operate within the organization as much as, everyone here chooses. And, Stephanie and Amanda from our meeting earlier today have indicated they're really excited about it. And each one of you will get to decide at what level you want to embrace. But the starting point is for us to define what each of us are showing up with. What are our skills and our talents and our experience and our interests and our connections? Like, what do we each have that we're bringing to a collective pool of resources that we can all work with? Because once we define that effectively, then we can start to organize all those resources and say, oh, we have 5 people with this type of experience. Let's put them on a team together so they can go and do that. And then we've got other people that can do this. And, we can start to do so much more simultaneously in parallel and serial, the way that we map it all out on some project management software, whatever it looks like. But it starts to get very sophisticated. And then there's all kinds of other levels of what I'm imagining. I've already started to put all the bills into the existing system that I have, and I'm imagining it, going down to the legislator level and then creating an infrastructure. What I'd like to see, hopefully we can do this in the time we have, of having legislators be able to post where they stand on each one of these bills that they want to declare. And we start to have exactly, I appreciate it, Jamie, and those of you that are getting it, that we start to have a system that allows, we know that there are so many legislators that will not want to do that, but also we know so many legislators that would love to be the leaders of this new paradigm for accountability of our legislators, because what this system will also allow us to do is it'll allow the constituents to be able to chime in, and all the constituent stories and, where everybody stands. Like, it's really, we're heading towards true representative democracy, using the power of technology to be able to ensure that we are electing and we are supporting representatives that are actually fulfilling the interest of the people. And, when that tens of thousands of people are on a waiting list for basic needs, then that there's some gap between the people that are the constituents and the people that are representing them, just as an example. So, again, I've been working for years to help to close the gap. And when my mom and I sat in on last week's Zoom meeting of this organization, we were just like looking at each other and smiling and high-fiving. It's like we found our people, and it looks like they are, well organized enough and interested enough to be able to start to apply some of these principles and concepts to really start to leverage everything that you guys have, not just the people power and the connections, but the energy and the vibration. And we have a really, strong vibration here within the organization at whatever level each of you choose to participate, to really vibrate out to the wider community and start to use leverages like influencers and media and all kinds of ways that we can multiply the eyeballs when we have the effective infrastructure in place to be able to capture that attention and convert it into work that people can work on. So we're all working together to create results. So really, we're looking to organize not just the 50 or 100 people that are on this call today, which is amazing, an amazing start, but thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people in Florida, live with disabilities and are family members of people with disabilities. So it's very easy to see that we can have massive numbers of people aligning around bills, around issues, around whatever it is, when we simply get organized enough to be able to do that. So having been on that mission for all of these years, we're very, very close to now realizing it, and we get to put it all into practice as much as we can.
Hey, Jared, this is Fino. I kind of lost you like a minute into it. Would you mind repeating the whole thing?
Let me give you the kindergarten version real quick. Like this guy, like, what happened today? I want you to all know, Fino, when you asked me like, what's up with you, Stephanie, I had to take a 5-minute walk. I had to like really digest. We just spent an hour with Elaine and Jared on the phone, just learning. Like, we literally just found out about this incredibly motivated family that has echoed everything that we've said since August. that we don't want to create the same pathway over and over. We want families to be included and understood, and as a community of family, we've done that really, really well. And then bam, out of outer space. I don't know where these people found us or what's happening here. He spent the last hour where basically what we've been doing at a very incredible, amazing human level rate, like knowing what this legislator votes on this bill and where they stand on this. You plug this into one of those super duper smart people computers, and it goes do based on our analysis and the data that you provided. Do. Organizing and structuring our group has been a very incredible opportunity of a learning curve for at least this person, and I think all of us. And this is like expert level with the heart connection, and like just as excited. Was looking for our group. What we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. Does anybody have technical skills? Because we've got the vision, the mission down. We've done the actions, and if we could do that, man, would we really soar to the next level? And then like here's Jared and Elaine, and like if you don't understand what he said in Super Nerd, either do we really, accept that we're gonna learn more on this as like the days come forward, because we really do need to supersede our momentum here. And we have quite a few updates on the human front of things that we have done already that is exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and
Stephanie, do you mind?
yeah,
mind
I'm
if I-
really overwhelmed, so go ahead.
Stephanie, mind if I jump in for just a moment, just to kind of summarize for Fino and others, like a very simple first step. I know what I'm bringing is a lot, but let's like narrow it down to a very simple first step. Very simple first step would just be to take a survey of everyone here right now that will get delivered by email for those of you that want to receive it. A survey of your skills, your availability, whether you can be on the phone, be on emails, whether you're going to Tallahassee, whether you can go and visit legislators in your district, whatever it is, your skills, your availability, your experience, your connections, just know what we've got to work with to start to organize higher level things like creating media attention and having the media show up at DD Day, because we've gone ahead and we've done what we need to do in advance to have them there covering what we're doing. So that's just an example of a very, more advanced level result that can be created when we're tuned into all the resources that we have and we're devoting appropriate resources to the priority things that we feel like we need to give priority to. So does that make it really clear and straightforward, Fino and others?
Yeah, no, pretty simple. Yeah. No, I've been doing this for quite a few years, going up to Tallahassee, and I just want to say one thing. It's so amazing that within four months that we started, and we got to thank Melissa. Melissa's the one that was out there running around, and she said, we spoke, and we have to get the parents involved. And then 4 months later, look what we have. Could you imagine what it's going to look like 5 years from now? And I mean, this is the best lobbyist anybody could have, because the lobbyist at the end of the day, it's all about how much could you pay me, and I'm going to try my best to make it happen. Where you guys, here's my son, here's my daughter, are you going to question me? They can't. They just can't, because if they have a heart, there's nothing to question. If they don't have a heart, then those are the people we don't need to speak with, because we don't care about them. So it's just amazing. I mean, I've been going up to Tallahassee for like almost 20 years. And this just puts my hairs on my back are going up to say the thousands and the tens of thousands of dollars that we spent through the years for lobbyists. And then all of a sudden at the end of the session, oh, well, we'll try again next year. It's not going to happen, because we're all talking from the heart here. And, if somebody has a heart, everybody they will understand where we're coming from. And like I always said from day one, you just can't say no with people with disabilities. You just can't, because it's no fault of their own. And as human beings, we need to help them. So I don't want to take too much time, but this is so amazing. I just don't know what else to say. But great job with everybody that's been on this phone, and let's just keep on doing what we're doing. And I think we're gonna make it to the top of the hill, and God only knows they're not gonna be able to stop us. That's just the way it is.
Pino,
No,
thank you so much.
yes, Fino. Fino, like you're our ally, man. It's so incredibly amazing to me that, again, Melissa, Melissa, I don't know if you're able to talk, but
Hey,
Melissa,
can we get Jared's contact information in the chat, please?
Melissa really did birth this group out of just sheer understanding on how this has worked for so long. I saw Melissa on Senate television all week long, going to bat for families. And this is not to make a buck. Are these support coordinators are incredible human beings. And she's not going to like this because she doesn't like all that, but she's like top of the list of angel allies for us. And Melissa, I didn't know, before I go into how we all got connected, I would really like Kate and Jamie and Christine to just kind of a little bit on your experience with DD Day, because this is what we're going to talk about from here on out. If you're new, there's no harm, no foul. We're families that are passionate and in love with other human beings that we want to see have equal place, and that's what we do. Melissa, hi, thank you.
Thank you guys. Yeah, we're definitely making I've been up in Tallahassee the last 3 weeks, and I have to go back up again Sunday night, and I'll be up there through Wednesday, possibly Thursday. There were multiple, committee meetings this past week, and Buchanan's bill is up again Monday. And and my message that has been really just now with these bills that are up, that if they don't put the money behind it to increase the provider network, then everything, you could pump millions of dollars into this program. If you're not going to have the providers to back it up, everything's just going to stand still anyway. And it's I had a few things that I just wanted to tell you guys. So Jared, I am so glad that you've found this group. I can't tell you how happy I am just listening to you talk about this. I have been saying for a while that if we had the money to hire like a professional organizer, we would be, much further ahead. But just having you guys, this is incredible. So I'm thankful for you guys finding a way here. There is, let's see. On DD Day, I've been putting it out there to a number of people that, Stephanie, for being here, that room for Pasadomo. If we, Representative Randy Fine, and he is adamant that he wants to really, truly do something this year. And he is the chair of the big committee. And that's how it's put. And he really does want to do something. Every time that I am giving them a booklet of the stories, and honestly, I'm putting the wait list folks right on the top, and I open it up, already have highlighted particular sentences about how long, these guys have been waiting, and how, abandoned they feel, and isolated they feel, and alone they are. Like, the people that are waiting for services that we need to help, and also the people that are already on the waiver. It's not like everything is just fine and dandy. We need to, help shore up some on the waiver. But if we're able to get Randy Fine to come to that room, definitely speaker designate Danny, he's also a big push behind clearing the wait list and helping folks out. James Buchanan, and then Jason Brodeur. Those are the two guys that have they have the companion bills to each other, and it would be good for them to also be able to be there. But and also, what was conveyed to me this past week, now that DeSantis's campaign his presidential campaign is, you know, kaput, that, you know, something that he doesn't want is, you know, like bad press about, you know, these folks that are in his state, his constituents that are not receiving the help that they really need. So, you know, it's important if people are able to get up there on DD Day to make this much more personal for those legislators that I'm meeting with and showing these stories to. That is only going to help our situation, and pulling on their heartstrings. I try to do that, but it's very different when there's families that do that. So those are really just kind of the points that I wanted to make. I know there's other folks on here to talk, but thank you guys, everybody, for all that you're doing and the stories that are coming in. And Amanda and I ran into each other on Wednesday up there, and she had a very positive meeting with I can't think of his name off the top of my head, her representative from Putnam County. And Buchanan really does seem invested in wanting to and to really want. So I like that. I'll again this morning, and I'll hooking up with those guys again this coming. So thank
Hey,
you,
Melissa,
everybody.
it's Tom Nurse. It's Tom Nurse.
Hi,
I
Tom.
wanted to thank you personally for launching this madness. And I know it's been a lot of adaption, and it's been a moving target sometime, but I think we're in a place that we can make some serious impacts. Fortunately, we've got enough people on the right side. One of the areas that I had a question about was we've been talking about holding a press event.
You've been talking about what? I'm sorry.
Having a press event.
Oh, okay.
You know, there is a DD Day press conference, but that may be a little more guarded than we'd like to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking that we might want to talk about some of those leaders that are in support of us joining us for an official press conference, and that we try to arrange that over the next week or two to be able to get some press time. You know, we can utilize the Senate office and make it really effective. Not everybody's going to be able to stop by. We'll have to go to some offices because they just won't have time. But I think if we can, and I'd like to work with us, with you, Melissa, and some others to create that presser, get some press out there. And we've got a strong message this year. We've got some really good bills that are available. And I don't think we're just sitting there crying anymore. We're putting a real face on it. I mean, the truth is, if you want to brag about having a surplus and putting it in, you know, that we got a surplus in Florida, we're putting all this money away, then either people with disabilities are not considered important, or that wouldn't be part of we passed them up for a surplus. And I think that we're starting to rattle some conscience because of that. So thank you so much. You have motivated a lot of us to do a lot of crazy things that we had no plan on doing. It's all your fault.
One of the things that, you know, I've been told a number of times being up there is, you know, you guys are not us. You know, when I'm talking to people, they're like, well, you know, you guys aren't the most glamorous constituency. You're not a sexy constituency. If, you know, they wanted to put a fifth lane on 75 or down on 95 in Miami, and it was under the Department of Transportation, that you would have like a ton of interest and stuff. And I'm like, you know, but these are, you know, people that you guys talk about, you know, the most vulnerable citizens and their families, and truly helping out your constituents. I don't, you know, like, I don't like that message of not being, you know, glamorous and a glamorous constituency. So that's where it really does turn to pulling on those heartstrings and making them realize that there are real people that are really affected by the decisions that they make. And that whole thing with that 500 million that went to toll road relief last year, the federal match that we could have, the federal match that we could have gotten from that would have wiped out the wait list. And that fact that JJ started to spew, you know, a while back, that came from Representative Randy Fye. He was the one that about that. It really burned him up that money went to toll road relief. and not to, so.
And if
And
you
that's a
really
theme
think
that we can
about it,
relate
if you
on.
think about it, the toll relief, go to the bigger companies that use those tolls night and day. I mean, if I'm on a toll road once a week, it's a lot. So, it really didn't benefit anybody. It benefited the bigger companies that have, trucks going back and forth all day long.
But the most important thing is if we've got a surplus and we've got a wait list, we either don't care, we don't understand, or we're not going to do it. So it's one of those threes, and that's what Jared's talking about, is we got to create the accountability that says it's time to show your colors. Do you support people with disabilities? Are you shocked that we have this wait list? Are you learning enough now to be able to take what are strong legislative options and move them forward? We're really calling the question, and we're calling the question with a human face. When it's Shelby or Logan or Gavin or Angelina or somebody else, when that face is in the place. As a matter of fact, one of the moms that went through the most difficult experience this last year has a son who has such serious self-injurious behavior. He hit himself in the head so hard that he knocked his corneas off and then picked them off. And Jason Bedore's office got him taken care of. They kept on the office, and so we have a person in Senator Bedore that has had intimate experience this year with the challenges of the crises and every time she was denied, we sent every single bit of that data to him. So he has seen the flaws of the process. Representative Fine, it's personal. He watched his own brother and mom go through this struggle. So as we continue to make this personal, as we continue to really not just a line item, a toll doesn't have the emotional tug that a picture of a person, your son, your daughter, your loved one, that's a game changer. So we got more work to do. We should be, let's spend some time now kind of talking about some of the logistics of the conference. We want to start recruiting some people. We'd like to get about at least 75 people registered. We have an online registration now. So I know there are people that aren't aware of what we're doing, but are good advocates. We have, Fino has been very helpful in helping us figure out how do we get people to Tallahassee and what are we going to do? And so we've tried to come up with a kind of a financial plan. Have you gone through that part yet, Stephanie?
No, I'm just like, I thought maybe I was a mute, so I was trying to like dance a little, because yes, keep going. No, we have.
Okay, so what we've tried to do is a couple of things. Is we've tried to look at the realistic issues of the capital, and Amanda's a brand new endorser of this. It's huge, it's confusing, it's stressful. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of competing interests, and you don't have time to disappear to go have an hour and a half lunch if you want to be effective. So one of the things that we're going to do in the Senate office, we're hosting a lunch that is also going to be another level of training. Between now and next week, we will have those videos ready for you of what to expect and what to do. We're going to have some people that are going to come on and be able to talk about, once again, how to speak to your legislator, how to lobby, how to be effective. We'll go through the one-pagers so you'll be able to speak with intelligence about what they are. We want to be sure that we're on topic, that we're focused on what we're doing. These minutes of time we have are like jewels, and we don't have very many. And if you're not effective, they will remember you for being ineffective. And so being able to be on top of it in coordination, having access to that room for the day is a huge welcome, Matt. To be able to have a place to have our third floor table on the rotunda and be part of DD Day, right next to the entrance of the house. What did you say, Steph?
Second floor.
Second floor, sorry. And that's where I thought the Senate office was on the Senate office was on the second floor.
Rotunda's on the second, and then we go up level. But here's the thing, in case Tom and Jared, man, I got some big stinking brains. I'm a kindergartner. level understanding of DD Day because it is complicated. But more or less what's happening is we've created a registration. Jared just blew that process into like outer space, and that if we can get that registration going and that survey that he asked for is going to help us generate where to put people and include it in your interest. What do you want to do on DD? What's your comfortability? Like what's your relationship to DD? And that's going to build up our game plan, which then we have, I did touch on this. We met with some other organizations that have had way bigger groups than us, kindly give us their time. And one of the things they did very effectively is not only did they have a written 1-page, what to expect, what we're going to do, what our plan is, right? Like we want an agenda, but they also made very simple, small videos because, you know, we get a lot of information. So, hey, families, like I cannot wait to be a part of this. Hey, families, this is what's going to happen. We have narrowed everything down, and that is going to come at everyone like fast. This session thing, whoo, hot dog, man. You guys all told me it moves fast when you pay attention, but it's like blitz and that, and this organization front is like a whole other level. So as far as structure goes, we need your emails. If you could, in whatever way you communicate with one another. I'm gonna have Amanda. Amanda, you're on like chat duty. Type in type in my email address so that families, if you could give your contact information, we will send you a survey that just gives the basics. Jared's gonna like super nerd it up, and then like we'll really start to roll out on organization. I think Senate room, Melissa Mazeda totally undersold herself this week. There's the conversations that legislators are engaging. That's what we wanted, and it's happening not just to the families, but a little bit to providers. And as families who may have providers that have taken sacrifices for our loved ones, like we're all allies. Like this is all about the same thing. So
I mean, look at Fino.
Lost in excitement.
Look at Fino as a perfect example. Here's somebody that has embraced what we're doing, supporting what we're doing, and also recognizing this is one of the best voices that they've ever been involved with. And so what a good combination pack that is. So we originally talked about.
Tom, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to get off the meeting because I have to go into another visit. I just wanted to say 2 things real quick. The first one is I'll be there a couple of days before DD Day. I'm at your guys' disposal on DD Day. I'll do whatever you need, wherever you need me. I'll go wherever you
We
want.
want you to help us with the presser and with
I'll
some
help
of that.
you. Yep,
She got
I'll help
all
you
them skills, all them skills.
We'll put you to work.
And then also the gentleman that has been helping me navigate Tallahassee, who's been going up there for 52 years. I've asked him to also be there. He is a lobbyist. So his name is Doug Bruce. He's excellent. He is the one that got on me about getting families more involved in stuff.
Well, maybe you could ask Doug if he'd be willing to speak at our lunch for 10 minutes and do kind of a 10-minute on how to lobby and speak to your legislator. With that level of experience and support, we would love that. Okay.
Yep, he'll do that. So I had asked him, I spoke with him a couple of days ago when we were up there. I was like, I really need you up there on that day. He was like, you got it. So I'll definitely make sure I do that.
Well, we'll reconnect and we'll map out that a little bit more. But again, thank you so much for all that. So let's talk a little bit about some of the days.
I have to go. Oh, are you telling me to hang on?
No, I just thought you were done.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm leaving. Bye, everybody.
We have we started at 2:05, 15 minutes, and I want to make sure I get this out before I lose it. At 4 o'clock today, if you guys want to get caught up on what happened this week in session, Family Cafe does an incredible job of breaking it down for us, and they have all of their meetings on, I think it's Zoom or Facebook, but it is in our Facebook group. Amanda, can you help me with the link? To join the Family Cafe to get to the nitty-gritty, because there was a lot of changes that happened that would be impossible for us to stay on mission. Before
And
I
today
go,
Jim DeBogren is on, and Jim's the one who did the financial analysis about the 800 and a former director of APD. So that high level knowledge is being kind of communicated on some of the impact. Joe McCann is an excellent, it was a professional lobbyist and now is a policy chief for the Family Cafe. Really good dude. And so we don't have to reinvent the wheel here. We need to collaborate because, you know, a cart's got four wheels. And, you know, look at the impact that ARC has had, DD Council has had on supporting us, the efforts that we've had. So when it comes down to it, one of the challenges was, how do you get there? Where are you going to stay? How can I afford it? How long do I have to be there? DD Day it starts fast and ends pretty early in the day. It ends by 4 o'clock in the day. It's all over. 4:30. It's all over. So the idea would people drive up the night before. If you're far enough, you need to overnight it. But what we want to do is a reimbursable expenses, meaning we talked about renting big buses, but those turn out to be almost $5,000 a bus, and that just wasn't practical. Well, what we're going to do instead is we'd like people in your area to carpool together, rent a van. We'll reimburse you for the van, for the gas. Get 3 or 4 or 5 people in that van and get up to Tallahassee, and let's do it that way. It's affordable. That makes us be, you know, $400 a load instead of, you know, and so it makes it affordable. And then the other thing is the $100. We'll put $100 per person that's spending the night towards that hotel room. So with the hotel room, we will reimburse you. Okay. So we need a receipt because we can't just give the money away. We can get you covered. Okay. So in the registration, one of the things was, do you need assistance? If you do, ask for it. Where nobody's needs to be ashamed or embarrassed. We want your voices there. We also want you to know people that you know would be good voices that may not have been on this call that need to come to Tallahassee with you. Call them up, recruit them up. You know, Sylvia's going to work on getting a block of rooms for us with her relationship with Hilton, so we could have like a master bill and stuff like that, and be able to take care of things differently. So the goal right now is we want to get 75 people registered. We want to be able to feed 75 people. We want to deploy 75 people to go lobby in those offices, to be available to meet with the legislators, to surround the podium when we're doing the press conference. We want people holding the signs. We want people going around and showing their flyers of their family. We want to be seen and heard. I know t-shirts have been bought. We're going to have a hell of a nice lunch. We're going to have food available. You're going to have a place that you can come retreat to, be educated at, get resources from in the Senate office building. It will be a very busy day. It will fly by in a heartbeat. Before you know it, we'll be coming and going. So,
hey Tom, I have asked Jamie. She's got to go. She just put it in the chat. No, not going to happen. Too late. All right.
No, let Kate talk. It's fine, but we don't. It's what Tom is saying is actually kind of what I think everybody needs to hear. The action plan.
The action plan. We're gonna lay that out.
All I can say, Kate's gonna take it over, but all I can say is it was inspiring, motivating, and one of the best decisions we ever made to just go up for the day. And we didn't know a thing. Well, I mean, I'm an advocate, but not about any of this or the process. And it was just all dropping, and you leave there feeling like you need to take action even more. And that's all I want to say. But Kate has taken it another level from her inspiration there. Anyway, thank you, everybody.
Jamie, thank you so much for your support, for your involvement. And that is the truth, that we'll get you trained up enough that you'll be comfortable. You have an important role. You've been engaging in things. You'll have the flyers, so you've got specific hard things to talk about. You've got someone you love that gives you the passion to be able to speak with the freedom that you need. And So what you're gonna see is the emails that'll be the information on what to do. We want you to recruit strong advocates that want to go to Tallahassee, put together a group, say I got 4 people, 5 people to go. One of us can rent the car, and here's our group. Send that in to Stephanie so she knows this is who's coming, and make sure everybody registers. Okay, and we're gonna do some stuff here. Alan, you got something you want to say as you're driving on down the road?
Just we'll keep speaking with one voice. I can tell you that next week we're going to get a real good feel about what's happening, and I'll try to get out to you midweek the budgets of the House and the Senate. One of the things that's interesting is the money that's in bills won't be in the big budget. I don't think they kind of said that the other day, but we'll try to make sure you're updated on that in the substantive language. But the more we talk, the more we speak with one voice. And that's why I like to come on all these calls. But I know that this effort is being led by families and appreciate that. And so on behalf of the ARC, we appreciate all of you.
And Alan, would you be available for a presser with us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Sure.
we're going to work on that because we really want to show providers, families, legislators, all focusing on a positive solution here. And I think if we can show that kind of unity, it shows a lot of political power too. So we'll
Yeah,
follow up
baby.
on that.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
we have just a few minutes left, and I like Kate to share your experience last year. And then if you're new here, if you have questions about let's wrap it up with like we're a lot, us families, and sometimes we miss the mark and like yada yada yada. So Kate, take it away.
Hi, you guys. My name is Kate Owens Hines. I'm the CEO and founder of the Sensory Safe Solution. I don't have aerospace on my resume. I am a salon owner and a mother of a son with autism. I believe any of you on here can relate to my story. I was alone, I thought, in this battle. Went through a lot of hell to get services, went through a lot of hell to get what I believed my child deserved in the school system. I have not been quiet about my journey. I do believe that that's why I got to be that little guy's mom, is because I have such a big mouth and a loud voice. Because I continue to speak up about what I have seen as a mother of a child with disabilities, and I would not hush about it, put me in places that my resume shouldn't have gotten me. I ended up getting the med waiver, almost accidentally because I kicked a door hard enough and wouldn't stop. I got the med waiver and met Melissa. I wish she was still on because she'd laugh about it. My name came across her desk when my coordinator, I guess, took leave. And she kept calling my phone and kept calling my phone. And I answered finally. And I said, "What do you want?" I said, "You're just another person calling my phone that it's going to ask me a question, all these questions, and I won't hear from you again for another year. Add 10 pounds on his weight and not that much has changed. And I'm hanging up unless you can help me." And I'll tell you what, Melissa showed me what was up. And and she did help me. And she helped my family and helped my son exponentially. And never did I think me getting sassy like that on a phone call was going to change my life. I told her our journey, and she invited myself and Jamie Kirshner to D-Day last year. And we weren't going to go. And it was on a Tuesday. And on Monday, I cleared my book for Tuesday. Jamie and I got in the car and we just showed up. And when I tell you it has forever changed my life, it absolutely has. From the moment I walked in those hallways, I knew I wanted to be part of something bigger. I wanted to really create a change that would actually impact so many more than I could from my couch. And I went there, met Steph, love her. And I met Christine Mon, who is also on here. And I will tell you guys that you are the dream team. I wish I could be more active with you. And I'm coming, but on the way home from the Capitol, I heard on my heart, have you done enough in your own lane? Because I want to be up there with you guys. I want to like make that my mission. And my lane is the hair world. So
Yeah.
since that, when I met Steph, I have created a curriculum with my board, a nonprofit, and we are educating stylists and barbers throughout the United States, Canada. Next week will be United States to become sensory safe for any individual that sits in their chair. So I real quick, you guys, have to change the whole industry of hair. And then I'm coming with you guys. But hold it up till Jamie and I and Christine can all get with you. But just since then, we've certified 210 providers. We're in 19 states. I have 15 national educators. And we are going to make sure barbers and stylists know how to accommodate appropriately with dignity. And then I'm coming to help you guys to make some real big needed change. So thank you for letting me talk. Go to D-Day, slay.
We gonna slay. I asked Kate to come on and give that piece of her heart because but she didn't like she didn't hit this. Maybe it hit me so hard last year. Is 5 strangers met in a bar. No, five strangers, 5 parents, 5 5 women that didn't know each other from Adam met together. And what Kate said to me when I first met her, and I was being a nutty, like I'm a 250%. If I go to a job, I want to finish it, and I want to finish it yesterday. And Kate took me and brought me completely back to the present and said, "Do you know how amazing it is that we're even a part of this? That we have driven this way? That we are going to figure out the landscape that is the Capitol?" And like, I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the experience. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything done, but you know what? As I've been up here, I really want to change the hair world. And she just like threw that thought out that day in Tallahassee. I think I want to, this is the thing that I want to go do. And holy moly, we're doing this advocacy stuff here, but this thing has like spider webs. That there's a better analogy. It's amazing how we all find our piece in this. And Kate and Jamie and Christine and Melissa and that whole story. And for people who may be apprehensive about like, yeah, I'm really excited about this, but am I that committed? It's so worth it. It's unbelievably, we will learn something, and we really need that family and self-advocate voice. So zip it. I talk too much. Questions or comments for the next 3 to 5 minutes?
Unmute everybody.
Oh, do I do that? I don't,
I unmuted myself just so that I could say really quick, in the 24 hours that I was in Tallahassee, I learned a very valuable lesson: comfortable shoes, because I've walked more in that 24 hours than I probably have in the past 6 months. So
does anybody fall into the hey
just to
dudes
prove it.
fad?
Huh?
Hey dudes are like the coolest new thing on the street. I don't wear closed-toed shoes. I'm a sandals girl in Florida, so I didn't know if anybody was gonna wear their hey dudes. No.
I might wear
To
mine.
come out. Okay, all right.
Hey, Stephanie, just a
Yeah.
quick question. Did you have a chance to reach out to that Jonathan's Landing? Remember I sent,
Jonathan's Landing, yes, but through email.
okay, okay.
Was what, Wednesday? Yes, but through email.
Okay.
Um,
And I also sent it to Tom.
Our Tom?
Yeah.
Tom?
Yeah. I
Did you
haven't
get,
done it.
did you get my email?
Yes, I just haven't jumped on that one yet. We've been,
Okay.
the fires are coming faster than we can put them all out, but the good news is, we are T minus, so we do want to reemphasize, we want to hit 75 registrations. We want to have the people on this call to find people that you know are good, collaborate together, put together a carpool. Let's get to Tallahassee. I'm going to go back to the conference and I will see you all through videos and stuff next week.
Thank you,
No,
Tom. Before
real
everybody
quick,
else
before you
pieces
go.
out, hang on. We have one action piece this week. Last week it was, hey, call your legislators and say, hey, I'm interested. My friends are coming to Tallahassee. Can we meet? Your local people so we can roll those personal connections out. And then what Jared shared with us is we would like your emails. If we don't have your emails, you know what? Even if we do, if you would like to be able to fill out a survey so that we can kind of organize this faster, smarter, stronger by 12 days from now, we really need that. So this week's it's easy. Just get the email. You can send it. I think Amanda put it in
I
chat.
did, I'll put it again.
We'll put it in the Facebook. We'll put it in the YouTube things, and all of its tech that we've been stringing together is going to get so cool soon.
I just have a question. May I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
Hi, guys.
about t-shirts.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm sorry I was blocked. I had saved a dog, so I finally got a rescuer to come get it. But anyway, my story reminds me a little bit of the hairstylist. I'm sorry, I forgot her name.
Kate.
Kate had an amazing story. I myself got budgeted within 3 weeks. I walked into their office and I was accepted. It was a blessing, but it was I was pushy. So, but anyway, are we still on target for 36 t-shirts or should I order more? Because today was the day that the girl's waiting for me to make a decision on how many.
Yeah, so we placed 36 orders tentatively. We have 25 actual registrants. We have a goal of 75. And I think we should just go with 75. But maybe Alan or maybe Jared or people who have ordered t-shirts on mass levels, we could figure out size things. White t-shirts generic. If they're a little big, I think that's easier. And I'll get with you later today, and we'll come up with that. But if anybody has any thoughts, speak now, and then we're gonna go.
I was gone when Tom mentioned about the lunch, so I'm not gonna look into I've got the 3 quotes from the lunch, but did he say somebody was supplying lunch or something like that?
Send your quotes to Tom because I don't think we have a contract with a lunch catering company yet. So send your stuff to Tom, Stephanie, any of us that you've been talking to about it. And tomorrow is like, we're going to have some cool stuff come out. I'm so excited. 12 days, everyone. So 4:00 today is the Family Cafe legislative specific update. If we, the people, could show up to that information group, I think that'll help us when we do go. But we've spent an hour together, and if that's what you got, oh my goodness. Thank you for taking your Friday with us today. We will see you next Friday and you'll hear from us.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. I'll see you at 4.
Yep.
Thank you guys. You're amazing. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for your input.
We're gonna get this done.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna do it as soon as we have
one way or another.
It's like
one way or another.
We'll
Are
figure it
one
out.
way or another.
We're doing it.
I think we're all smart enough to figure this all out.
Together, like with one brain and one mouth, like Alan always tells us. That's how we do it, and like that's what's happening. It's just happening for us because
this reminds me like a puzzle. All the pieces are coming together.
You too, huh? Okay, good. Because I was like lost in I can't find that stupid corner this week.
That's right. We'll find it.
We got
I think
3D.
I got it in my pocket. I think I'll bring it to you.
You definitely went
All
like,
right.
okay, I got quarters. All right. This is
all
good.
right. Have a good weekend. See you guys next week.